got a six-pack and nothing to do.
Stupid. The way Rollins says it is so stupid. I love it. Nothing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
Dude, every time you sound like my cat who's about to throw up. God damn, it's so gross. It's so annoying. This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we take a different artist, different band, and we take one of their records and break it down. We find out all the secrets about it, and then we let you all know, what's going on with it and how we feel and all that good stuff. I don't know. Intros suck. I'm terrible at intros. I've been doing this for fucking 5 years now.
It's true.
Go to Apple Podcasts, go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. We do have a phone number you can call, leave us a voicemail, send us a text message. The phone number is 503-893-5307. We have a Discord server. If you want to join that, hit us up. We'll send you the link to it. And if you didn't already know, my name is Tyler. And way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. Now, what the fuck are we doing today, Jeff? What else?
We are doing Me First and the Gimme Gimmes and how they ruined Johnny's bar mitzvah.
Johnny is going to say the blessing on today, his special day, so. There you go.
Yeah, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
How's everybody doing? Anyway, welcome to Johnny Wixon's bar mitzvah.
Here for Johnny Wixon's bar mitzvah.
Glad you could all come out.
Get ready for one of the worst times of your life.
No, not at all. Anyway, surprisingly enough, people have called us the best band in the world. What do you think about that, Mike?
They're wrong.
They're wrong. No, we're the best cover band in the world. Let me qualify that.
All right. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. They formed in 1995 in San Francisco, California, by Spike Lawson on vocals, Fat Mike on bass, Joey Cape on guitar, Chris Shiflett on guitar, Dave Ron on drums, and they currently have 6 albums, 3 EPs, 1 live album, 2 compilations, and are one of the most popular cover bands of all time. And if you didn't already know, we're doing Ruin Johnny's Bar Mitzvah, and it's the band's only live record. It was released October 5th, 2004. Now, Jeff, before we kind of jump into the meat and potatoes of it, what's your origin story with Me First and the Gimme Gimmes? Go.
My origin story is for sure with the song I'll Be There. And we talked about it in our rankings, but I'll Be There, that was from, what the fuck? That was from Take a Break. Mm-hmm. That was, I don't know, like their fourth album, 2003, so mid-high school. That's when I knew who the Me First and the Gimme Gimmes were. And that was because of camp, because we were doing like cover songs for camp to do. And I don't know, that was a song that I wanted to do at camp for someone probably, but that's where it started. And
all right.
But I never listened to like a full record of theirs until damn near like recent, until the past like 10 years maybe. And that was Ruin Johnny's Bar Mitzvah. Otherwise, it's only been a song here or there because of a playlist I was putting together or because someone had recommended a song for me. God. But I'll Be There is the first thing that I heard, but the first full album that I heard was Ruin Johnny's Bar Mitzvah. But that wasn't until way after it was released.
Yeah, but that still wasn't... It was still a while ago.
Yeah.
Because that kind of leads me into my origin story where I didn't know anything about this band until you introduced me to them, and it was Ruin Johnny's Bar Mitzvah. And I feel like it was like shortly after we finished high school, so maybe 2006, 2007. That's probably the first time I heard this record.
Yeah, that's
because you played Delta Dawn. That was the first song I ever heard. That, and then I remember hearing Come Sail Away. Those were the two songs I heard. And those two songs are only on Ruin Johnny's Bar Mitzvah. So that's my origin story with him. And I've been a NoFX fan prior to that. I always kind of was whatever about Lagwagon and Swingin' Utters, but yeah, NoFX I was a huge fan of, but this band I never really looked into. I never really cared too much about until you brought those songs to me, and that's my origin story with it. So if you don't know, which I already kind of mentioned, Fat Mike, the singer from NoFX, plays bass in this band. Spike Lawson from Swingin' Utters is on vocals, and then a couple of the guys from Lagwagon are on here. Chris Shiflett from Foo Fighters, and was it No Use for a Name? But more popular, obviously, Foo Fighters plays guitar in the band as well. So it is a super group. It really is the coolest super group of all time, right?
I would say yes, they are the coolest super group of all time because none of them are virtuosos at what they do, and none of them give a shit.
That's the best part of it. None of them give a shit.
None of them aspire to be. None of them want to be. None of them even want to be labeled as such. And that's what makes this band so great. And there's a part in this record where Spike is talking to the crowd. And when I talk about the crowd, I mean, we'll get into that too, how awkward that is to talk to the crowd. But he says, people say that we are the greatest band of all time, and they are wrong. We are not the greatest band of all time. We are the greatest cover band of all time. It's so funny. It's so good.
Really good.
It's so cocky and like low key fucking. I don't know. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
And the band, there's not a ton of banter between songs, but the banter that there is, it is so dry. It is so subtle. And I love it. I mean, except for like some of the songs toward the end, almost every song has like just great one-liners or great little just little things that happen. And I kind of made notes between each song where they all sit because they're just so dumb. They're just really dumb.
I did too.
I love it.
Great jokes on here. Great jokes.
I know.
I don't even know where to start with like any of this because there's so much going on. And this was an actual bar mitzvah that they played.
It's crazy.
And
this Johnny Vixen, right? Or Wixen?
Yeah.
Johnny Wixen.
Yeah. So I have the vinyls, and in the vinyls it comes with a like an insert. And on that insert there's like pictures and there's notes. And so first I'll read you what is in there by another kid that attended this bar mitzvah. He says, "Hi, my name is Benjamin Rosenblatt. I attend Hamlin Dell Junior High School. A few months ago, my family and I were invited to Johnny Wixen's bar mitzvah at Glamigos Ranch in Malibu. I don't know Johnny very well, but my dad insisted that we go because he said there would be people there who would advance my career." That's funny. Also, he said there was an ice cream bar and that Me First and the Gimme Gimmes were playing. I didn't know what the big deal was. I mean, I already saw Twisted's sister play at Mike Fink's bar mitzvah a few months before, and Mudvayne at Sheila Wasserman's bat mitzvah a week before that. Plus, I can get ice cream anywhere. So first of all, these little spoiled little shits, right? They're having these bar mitzvahs in Malibu, California, which is very, very ritzy. But they're having like Mudvayne play. They're having Twisted Sister play. And it's just, it's silly boy talk. But then Johnny comes along and he says, I want Me First and the Gimme Gimmes to play. And they're still early in their career here. And even now to this day, they're not a top tier band. They're not an A-team band. They're mid-level B team at best. But Johnny wants him to play at his bar mitzvah. That's incredible.
And one thing that made me at first would think that what you just read was fake, like the Mudvayne thing and all that would be fake, was Johnny had to have been a fan because he literally plays the drums on a song with them. And he wouldn't know like their parts had he not known their music. So clearly he was a fan, and that kind of leads me to believe that his friends, his little shithead friends, were probably telling the truth about seeing Mudvayne at a bat mitzvah, and I don't forget what the other bands were, but
Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister, yeah. It's weird. And then I think Spike had said in an interview that the reason why they went to this bar mitzvah was because it was Fat Mike's accountant or somebody that Fat Mike works with. It was his son's bar mitzvah, and that's why they played this particular one as well. So it wasn't like a completely random fan. It was, according to Spike, it was somebody who Mike knew.
So also on this insert, there's like 25 photos with notes on them. And as we go through the different songs, I'll read you. I'll describe the photos and then read you what they say, because presumably these are written by, I would think, Benjamin Rosenblatt, this kid, Johnny's friend.
What a name, dude.
Yeah. And it's just, God, it's just so fucking funny. Like, for instance, like the first photo it shows, like, I guess I've never been to a bar mitzvah, but it shows like Johnny on his table with all of his closest friends there. And the title is, or the caption says, "After my dad introduced me to some prospects, and that's quotations, we sat down to watch Johnny recite the blessing. When Johnny took his seat, the band started." And then it just goes into it's all downhill essentially from there. and the next picture shows, and then Spike, his mic is so high that he has to almost stand on his tippy toes during this whole performance. And it's so awkward looking. Like, why did he do that?
Probably just to make it more like
obnoxious.
Stupid. Yeah.
And then Dave Ron's playing behind like those plexiglass, those things to make it quieter for the audience.
I noticed that. I loved it too.
It's going to be too loud for them.
It looks like they gave out, if you watch the video, which is only like 10 minutes long, because there's no full performance video, which sucks, but there's like a 10-minute like condensed version, and it looks like people were given earplugs.
Yes.
Because I see a lot of people wearing like yellow earplugs. And then everybody's like kind of, a lot of people are like shaking their heads, but then there's some people that are like moshing, like a little circuit, like the younger kids, but some of the older adults are shaking their heads, and some of the younger kids are like plugging their ears too. Like, it was a very mixed room for sure.
It's
I love the awkwardness of it.
So like the next caption, it kind of sums up exactly what they felt prior to the performance. And this kid, presumably again, Benjamin Rosenblatt with 2 T's, Blatt. It shows a picture of the band and Spike starting to sing. It's the first song. It looks like it's probably Stairway. And he says, "I guess it's hard to play music in front of people. And Mom says I shouldn't be judgmental, but I think maybe the band should have practiced more." Because when it starts off with Stairway, it's Joey K playing, and he fucks it up horribly. It sounds like shit.
It's terrible. It is so terrible. It's almost like it was intentional, but it probably wasn't intentional.
And that's Stairway's my 5B on this album, because it's so sloppy and so janky. He's so unsure of himself. And these but then you can hear like little shit talking in the background from the band. Like they're shit talking and like, because he sucks at it. But it's just such a perfect way to open up a disaster of an album.
And to throw a little bit more backstory into this, when they agreed to do Johnny's Bar Mitzvah, they didn't want to play any songs from their previous records. So they wanted to make a whole new record, but make it a live record with all new music, all new covers, I should say. And according to Spike, they only rehearsed these songs 4 times prior to this performance. And then they did 2 performances of this at the Bar Mitzvah. So I'm surprised they even played 2. But then hearing that they only practiced this stuff 4 times prior makes it that much better. I love it. I love the sloppiness. I love how unprofessional it is. It just adds so much more to the lore of this whole album. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You really got to get in the vinyls, because these pictures and everything.
I know.
They do it so much more justice, and it's so funny.
It's not even that expensive. I looked it up on Discogs earlier. It's like no more than $25.
Yeah, it's nothing. I think you bought mine for like $22.99.
Yeah, I did. It's just I've only seen it in the wild once, and that was your copy, and I figured you would appreciate it more than I would at that moment. So,
oh god, I listen to this thing like once a week almost. It's so good.
It's so funny. Prior to this week, I don't think I'd listened to this in maybe a year or 2.
Oh,
it had been a long time since I listened. Not because I don't like it, but just there's so many other things to listen to. So, but going back to this, the first time hearing it again, it's been so long. I was just laughing so hard because they're so dry. The banter in between is so dry, and it's so self-deprecating in the funniest ways. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's just go in order then this time, because that way I can read these captions along, because some of them are so goddamn funny. That's true. Wait, so should we? Because we played Johnny's Blessing. Obviously, we're not going to play every song, but just some of the highlights. So Stairway is my 4B, and this is your 5B, right?
It's my 5B, and I think we should at least just play the intro because of how bad it is.
Yeah. So I'll play the intro up through until it breaks into the punk stuff. So here's Stairway to Heaven, the Gimmes cover of it.
Let me qualify that. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stars are all closed.
All right, there you go. You get the gist of it. That intro is just so funny. Right on, man. That's good. It's so rude. It is so rude.
If you watch live videos of them doing it like at Warped Tour and stuff, he doesn't get better. It's almost like he purposely chooses not to get better at it.
Oh, I love that.
Because it's so
good.
bad. Even live,
and then
he does it worse.
There are whole parts that are just missing. He just skips certain parts of the intro just to move on because he can't play it.
And then Spike will like draw out some of the words to help him get through it because it's so bad.
I love it so much.
It's a fucking wreck.
Oh, it's a mess, but it's perfect that it is that it's such a mess.
It's a great rendition, perfect punk solo, great song.
Yeah, and then the end of it. So the the transition, the banter in between. At the end of this one, they throw out the we have dozens of fans, and then nobody laughs. There's no fucking laughs. I kind of butchered it, but
there's a couple things he said. He said, Johnny, this is a great bar mitzvah. The last bar mitzvah we played, the kid couldn't even draw flies. Nobody laughed at that one.
Yeah.
And then they talked about how the Me First and Gimme Gimmes have just dozens of fans all over the world, just dozens of fans, dozens.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that was funny. That there was
not a fucking laugh.
There was 24 people that liked the Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, so that was funny.
Also, when you notice on stage, Spike has like a music stand.
Yeah,
presumably because the lyrics are there, so we can read the lyrics and remember them. I thought that was really funny too.
And still fucks it up multiple times throughout this album.
Fucks it up. And then they're all wearing the powder blue 70s suits.
Oh, they're ugly.
They look terrible. And then they really top it off with what the instruments that they're playing.
Yeah,
so
Fat Mike's bass guitar is awful.
And same with Chris and
and Joey.
Joey. Dude, they're like all three guitars, the two guitars and the bass, they're all like that really ugly space looking 70s guitars. And then like you mentioned with the drums, they're behind a plexiglass, which is even more annoying and obnoxious.
Because it's too loud for
everything
these people.
about it. Everything about this performance is obnoxious.
This is like the wedding singer band. This is what you would see in like John Lovett's wedding singer band. It's so bad. Everything about this is awful.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. Then it goes into Heart of Glass. That's it for Stairway.
Okay.
Then it goes into Heart of Glass.
Heart of Glass. This is my 1B.
Ooh.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite.
Ooh.
I mean, the original itself is just the Blondie song is such a beyond banger. It really is. It's a beyond banger. And their rendition is so much fun. And when they hit that chorus, it's amazing. But I also love at the beginning of this song, he fucks up the drum part so bad that they have to stop it and then start it over.
Dave Ron on the drums, everybody.
It's so stupid.
And according to this little insert here, this little boy Benjamin wrote, it has a picture of Dave Ron. And he's laughing and he's sitting down on the drum on his kit, and he says they made a lot of mistakes. They even started a song, then stopped and started the song again. It's like, come on. Like, this little kid even knows, like, you guys are doing terrible. And I really hope that these liner notes are real, because if they're fake, that would be so sad. But
yeah, I'd be pretty disappointed.
This band is not shy about getting, like, shit on. So that's why I think that they are real, too.
I think so. Yeah, I think so, too. And then the very end, the banter at the end, they're talking about, how they played the wrong chord, and
it's more notes.
It's more notes, so it's more bang for your buck, essentially.
But then I think it's Fat Mike that gets mad because it's his mistake, and then somebody says, like, we're real sorry. He says, "Oh, stop it! That's my mistake. Let me own my mistakes." So they're fighting about, like, the mistakes at that point in front of a crowd of people that don't even want this band here.
A crowd of, like, maybe 50, 60 people, if that.
Yeah.
Half of them being kids.
Good. It gets good with these with these liner notes here. It gets good.
All right, let's play a little bit of Heart of Glass. I think we're gonna play a lot of these songs, because why not?
Yeah, fuck them.
We got a podcast to do. So here's a Heart of Glass from me first.
Dave Ron on the drum. Once had a love and it was a gas. Soon turned out had a heart of glass. Seemed like the real thing, but only too fine. Much mistrust, love's gone behind. Once had a love and it was divine. Soon found out I was losing my mind. Seemed like the real thing, but I was so blind. Much mistrust, love's gone behind. In between, what I find is pleasing and I'm feeling fine. Love is so confusing, there's no peace of mind. If I feel I'm losing you, it's just no good. You're teasing like a girl. Once had a love and it was a gas. Soon turned out had a heart of glass.
There you go, Heart of Glass. Their cover of Blondie. So good. They're the best song on the record.
This is my 4B.
All right.
This is my
All right.
4B. I love this. I love this so much. I love the drumming mistakes. I love the way he drums in this song. This is when I alluded to earlier that he plays so fast that even he can't even keep up with himself.
Yeah.
And they barely make it through the song, even when they think that they're all in time. They barely make it through.
Even when Spike calls out Dave, he just laughs halfway through. Dave Ron on the drums, and he can't even finish the sentence. This is so dumb. Oh, I love it. I love this band. I love this record. It is just, it's too good. It's too good.
And this
All right, so let's move on.
Yeah.
What else you got?
No, we're moving on to Delta Dawn. That Delta Dawn's my 2B.
Okay. All right. Delta Dawn is my 2B as well. I mean, one, it's a great song, and this is also my introduction into this band. So, what do you got on this one?
I love the build up here. I love how he just screams so loud and annoying, and then the key jumps.
Yeah.
Like the key jumps. Like they're arguing. Fucking like they stopped the song just to argue. Like they could have just kept going, and that was only 4 modulations. That was not a C sharp minor. But they're saying these things as if they are like session musicians, and they know a little bit about music, but they're not that type of musician.
No,
and
not at all.
It's funny because they're trying to portray that in a jokingly way, and I like the way that I like the way they harm when they sing it. Days Gone By, and they go Days Gone By, and they all come together and do it. It's so, so stupid. It's so fucking funny. I laugh every single goddamn time.
And Spike strains his voice so much when he tries to hit that high part. It sounds so bad. But a lot of this song in particular reminds me a lot of something the Vandals would have done just to be idiots too.
Yeah.
This definitely could have been a Vandals thing.
Well, Warren Fitzgerald played with Me First for many shows.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of ties.
Me First have always had a lot of fill-in people just throughout the years for whatever reason, because somebody's, playing with another band. It happens often. So that's kind of what's cool about Me First as well, is they just don't really care. They'll just kind of have their friends come up and play. And I don't even think Fat Mike has played with them for the last like 3 or 4 years or something like that, which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems weird. Some of the more recent stuff with the band seem kind of shady. I guess Chris Shiflett came out a couple years ago and said that when he left the band, like in 2018, he left on very bad terms, which seems weird. But whatever.
It
Fat
does.
Mike not playing with them seems weird too.
It does seem weird, and it seems that they got away from what they started off as a joke and became something real, and then probably started taking it serious. But the other guys were in bands that were bigger than Me First, except for Spike, who was the bass player for Swingin' Utters and a backup singer. He wasn't even the lead vocalist for Swingin' Utters, which is fucking insane. You know what I mean? And
also, looking at Lagwagon obviously are a pretty iconic punk band of the 90s, as well as No Effects. And, then you have Chris Shiflett, who's been in the Foo Fighters since like 1998, 1999 or something like that. He's been in the band forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just... Spike is definitely like the low man on the totem pole when it comes to popularity.
Yes. Like he probably wants Me First to be a band, and everyone else is like, well, I'm pretty successful in my other band right now, so
yeah,
we got to put this on the back burner.
All right, so Delta Dawn.
Yeah.
Should we play a little bit of it and then kind of get into it, or what do you think?
Whatever you want to do.
Let's play a little bit of Delta Dawn, and then we'll finish it up and move on. Here we go.
Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by?
She's crazy. They was out there with a suitcase in her hand, looking for a mysterious dark-haired man. In her younger days, they called her Delta Dawn, prettiest woman you ever laid eyes on. Then a man alone in Greece stood by her side, promised her he'd take her for his bride. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose? Days gone by. Yeah. And did I hear you say he was leaving you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? Let's go. Did I hear you say he was leaving you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky?
There you go, Delta Dawn from Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. So what do you got on the liner notes?
There's some like pictures and moments in life when you can like capture moments of just pure fun and pure happiness. And like this rendition of Delta Dawn is such that. It is so fun. It is just pure fun, pure happiness. And they're little like, yeah, let's go. Those little background things they throw in there. God, this song is so fucking funny. It's so fun.
It is
pure
it's a great
fun.
Time.
So there's
There's
a couple things. So there's one, and it shows a picture of Johnny's dad, and he's like dancing in front of Fat Mike and right in front of Spike on the dance floor.
Oh, that's so sick.
And the note said, "Mom said we should clap to be more supportive, but Dad just sat there frowning. He said that whatever Randall, that's Johnny's dad, was paying the band was too much, but Randall did not seem very concerned." And then it shows a picture of Randall like dancing in the middle of the mosh pit there in front of Fat Mike and Spike having a good time.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
And then it goes into like the whole ruining Johnny's bar mitzvah thing, right? With the dancing number. And this is not the dancing song, and whatever it is, and they're getting mad at each other. And it says the notes say, "What a spaz." Eventually one of the guitar players invited everyone to the dance floor, but the bass player screamed that the next song was a dance number. But some people went anyway. And it's got little kids in the middle of the dance floor in front of Spike, and Spike's like has his hand out reaching for him to like have fun, and oh, it's so funny.
I love it.
And then there's one where Fat Mike's just staring at Spike singing, and it said, "Dad didn't move. Practice?" He said, "Hell, I don't even think these guys knew each other before tonight."
It's so good. Oh my
This has got to be true. This is too good.
Oh, it's fucking
It's
fantastic.
too good.
And then at the end of Delta Dawn, they also give it up for themselves. Like they shout themselves out.
Yeah,
It's
a
just
lot
so
of people
stupid.
came a really long way, and they woke up really early to get here. So let's give it up for me first in the Gimme Gimmes. And then you only hear like 3 people clapping, and then Dave Ron like hit the hi hats for like type of thing.
Yeah, the room shot. I did notice there's some girl in the audience that keeps just yelling out like punk rock or just punk for no reason. She just yells it out. It's really weird. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's move on to the next song, "Come Sail Away," the Styx cover.
This is my
3B.
Oh wow, this is my 8B.
What?
Yeah, this is my 8B. This is my favorite song of all time. "Come Sail Away" is my number 1 song of all time.
That's crazy.
But I'm not silly. I do know there is another really, really funny cover out there. Even though I don't watch the show, I do know it exists.
South Park.
And I do know that it is really, really funny because I have watched it. I watched it again this week, and it is really, really funny. And that is better than this cover. But this is really good too.
Wait, you're talking about the South Park one?
I'm
right?
talking about Cartman singing "Come Sail Away."
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Good. I was gonna say, yeah, that's so fucking good.
It's perfect. It is perfect.
Oh man, I haven't listened to that in a long time. Got to get back to that.
You should have listened to this week.
I know, right? What the fuck is wrong with me? What is wrong with me?
Yeah,
Dude, I used to listen to that soundtrack so much when I was a kid growing up. That South Park soundtrack.
Okay.
Did you ever hear the Rancid song "Brad Logan"?
No, I think that's the only song I heard from that soundtrack.
Oh my god, dude, that song is that's like a perfect punk song, "Brad Logan," but it's not on any of their records. I don't think on any of the Rancid records, but that's an amazing song.
Okay.
But anyway, "Come Sail Away." What do we got on this one?
I like what they did with it here. There's a lot of cool guitar slides, and then again, Dave Ron just brings the heat. Spike has a solid singing voice, and it's so perfectly crafted between being actual singing, like he's trying, and just being a total like kind of a goofy douche. And this is a perfect representation of both camps that he does.
I just can't believe this is your number 3 or your number 10.
8.
10B.
8.
Oh, 8. Well, still 8B.
Eight.
That's fucking high. That's really high.
Well, I mean, come on, it doesn't hold a candle to the original.
Well, yeah, but still, it's a great cover. And on this record, it's not it's not higher. That's insane to me. I thought this was actually going to be your number 1. I really thought it was going to be your number 1.
Well, you thought wrong, kid. I'm an
Clearly.
enigma.
So I'm going to play a little bit of "Come Sail Away." So here it is from the Gimme Gimmes.
I'm sailing away, setting up a course for the Virgin Sea. I've got to be free, free to face the life that's ahead of me. Aboard, I'm the captain, so climb aboard. We'll look for tomorrow on every shore, but we'll try, oh Lord, we'll try to carry on. I look to the sea.
There you go. A little bit of "Come Sail Away" from me first in the Gimme Gimmes. Whew, what a banger that is. So we got anything else on this one?
No.
No? Okay. So then what's your... how do you pronounce this? "O Sol Mio"?
Oh, Sole Mio.
"O Sol Mio." There you go. All right. What do you got on this one?
So for one, this is my 1B.
What?
This is my favorite. This is my 1B.
I mean, I love it, but
fucking love this so goddamn much. And then, like a couple of years ago, when listening to this, and then watching Ace Ventura, and then watching Ace hold his butthole up to Tone Loc, and talking about the Banaka part, and he goes, "Asshole mio." That's like him making fun of this song. And then when it clicked, I can never get over it. I think this is so funny. But I love the way they build this song. You got bass, guitar, then the band. It's a good, solid build. And I think Shiflet has that lead guitar single note thing going on eventually. And it's so cheesy. It's so good. And Spike is awful at singing anything in, I think this is Italian. Anything
Italian.
in like Italian. It just sounds like shit. And it's so goddamn funny.
Well, I mean, even prior to the song, they dedicate it to
the family.
Yeah, so Sonny, Michael, and Alfredo, which I think it's so funny. It's so dumb.
So whenever me first think of like bar mitzvahs, we think of family, and whenever we think of family, we think of the family, and this is for them: Sonny, Michael, and Fredo. It's like what? That's a Godfather.
I know. I fucking love it so much.
Of course, nobody laughs or claps or anything.
Not a single chuckle. I think it just went over everybody's fucking head. I love it. Oh, but apparently this was originally written in 1898. So it's a traditional song, but
that's a oldie but
I don't know
goodie.
why they would. I don't know why they would play this one. I just don't like. It's not in theme with the bar mitzvah. So I don't know why they did this one at all.
I mean, I don't either. I don't know where this came from. They had to have just chosen a couple traditional songs. They probably just at some point say, "Hey, what's a good traditional bar mitzvah song?" And then maybe somebody said, "Oh, you should sing," because they also do All Lang Syne too, which is kind of weird also. But I don't know. I don't know where the fuck they decided to get this one. But I'm glad they did.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it's really good though. It is
so
very good.
funny.
It's my 11B, but it's very good. So I want to play a little bit of it. So here is O Sole Mio from Me First.
Che bella cosa, una giornata sole, un'aria serena, dopo una tempesta, per l'aria fresca, pareggia una festa. Che bella cosa, una giornata e sole, ma nato sole, più bello è me, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, quando fa notte sole se ne scende, me venne quasi una malinconia, sotto finestra coi restaria, quando fa notte il sole se ne scende, ma nato sole più bello in me, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te.
There you go, a little bit of O Sole Mio from Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. This is really, I just don't understand how this is your number one.
Dude, this is so catchy. Just think, like, you're sitting here, and these people know these songs. They know "Come Sail Away." They know "Delta Dawn." They know "Stairway to Heaven." They know this, and all of a sudden, this band that you think is doing one thing throws out "O Sole Mio," and you're just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he's singing in bad Italian, because I listened to it.
It's so bad.
I listened to like a good version of this, somebody singing this in Italian, and it's almost like you don't understand what he's saying because it's so bad.
Yeah, doesn't Pavarotti? I think Pavarotti sings like a very famous version of this, if I'm not mistaken. And going from Pavarotti to Spike Lawson, you can't get like a bigger jump.
And he tries so hard, like he tries to get that like vibrato in his voice, and he tries to really belt it out, but he also doesn't try that hard. He also knows that there's a little bit of a joke edge to this, and that's why it's so funny. And
I know.
I love it.
It is very, very, very good. It had to have been maybe okay, cause kind of like looking. I guess Pavarotti and the Three Tenors, they sing this a lot in the early '90s. And this album came out in '97, right?
This album's 2005, 2004.
Oh, is it that 2004? No, 2004.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah,
that's
2004.
old.
Maybe
Newer.
like the three. Yeah, maybe I don't know because the Three Tenors. Remember, they were really popular in the '90s.
Yeah.
And Pavarotti was a part of that. Maybe that's why they put this on there. I really don't know. I really don't know. But I when I was working at Tower Records, maybe when you were working at Virgin, I don't know if you noticed, but we sold a lot of Pavarotti at Tower Records. And I worked there in 2005 and 2006. We sold a ton of Pavarotti. Did you sell a lot at Virgin?
I don't remember selling a lot of that, no.
Okay. I mean, he was really, obviously he was always been very popular, so maybe that's why they chose this song. And I don't know. Who fucking knows? But it's stupid.
It's very stupid.
Yes. So let's move on to the next song, Strawberry Fields Forever, the Beatles classic, some might say. What do you got on this one? This is my 10B, by the way.
This is my least favorite song on the album.
Really?
Yeah.
Less than Johnny's Blessing?
That's not a song. I didn't list that as a song. And I put Hava Nagila as one song.
Okay, I did too. I put that as one as well.
Yeah, Strawberry Fields Forever. The original isn't, I don't think it's that great of a song either. I only like the way they say Strawberry Fields Forever. I like how they do that. But that is about it for that song. I don't really like that song.
Yeah, I think it's kind of, it's not that great of a song. I don't even care to play it if you don't mind.
No.
If you don't care, we don't have to play it.
And they fuck
It's
it
whatever.
up, which is like the best part of the song. But
I think it's a really weak Beatles song. They have so many fucking better songs than this. I've never understood why this song is so popular.
I also agree. I don't get it at all. I mean, the Beatles have so much fucking music, and most of
So
it
much
is terrible.
good music.
But
Well,
I don't know why they would pick this
they're the
one out of all
worst.
of them.
You're the worst. But this is my 10B, and Fat Mike, even before the song, he makes a comment saying, here's a song from the most overrated band ever.
Yes.
And then they go into Strawberry Fields. So, yeah, this is, it's whatever. So let's move on to, how do you pronounce this one?
Auld Lang Syne.
Is that really how you pronounce it?
That's how he says it. I think it's Auld Lang Syne.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
so.
know.
Anybody old? Anybody old here? Are you guys acquainted? And then that goes into may all acquaintance be forgot. Stupid idiot.
What a fucking band.
That's my 8B though. Auld Lang Syne is my 8B.
Is it? Okay, this is my 6B. So it's a traditional song, and traditionally I guess it was meant to be sung as like a farewell to the previous year and like moving on to the next step of your life, which makes sense. Like at a bar mitzvah, that's kind of what it is. It's you becoming a man. And so this song makes sense as to why they would play it during their set as opposed to O Sole Mio. I don't understand that. But
Oh, so you're trying to like dissect like their song choices here.
only in the traditional sense. Only in the traditional songs. Not like Delta Dawn and Come Sail Away. No.
Like fucking
I don't-
Stairway to Heaven, Heart of Glass. Like where do these come in at?
No, I was only talking about, I'm only
Oh, okay, like
doing
the
this with the traditional songs. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not with the pop songs, just traditional. Because I want to know why they chose these particular traditional songs, because there has to be a reason why they're doing that. The pop songs, who gives a fuck? But
I honestly
there has
think
to be a
they
reason for the
chose
traditional songs.
these songs like Auld Lang Syne and O Sole Mio is because one person from the band already knew it, and they could
okay.
play it, and then probably just like, oh, I can teach you real quick. Let's just do it, and that was it.
It really could have been something as simple as that. I mean, it being this band, the Gimme Gimmes, it could have been that, but maybe I'm probably looking way more into it than I need to. But this is my 6B. So
like going to like some of the linear notes here, the liner notes here. They so it says there's pictures of these people here. It says when the band announced that the ice cream bar was open, the floor cleared except for Mr. and Mrs. Cohen, because they're both lactose intolerant. And it shows Mr. and Mrs. Cohen in front of Spike singing. And the next picture over is Chris Shiflett over at the ice cream bar eating a big old thing of ice cream. And it says the other guitar player was first in line at the ice cream bar and refused to give autographs until he was done eating.
Oh, I love it.
And in the picture, it's got like a kid who's holding out like a drumstick, asking him to like sign it, and Chris Shiflett just has a big old thing of ice cream, both hands reaching up to his mouth. It's so good.
God.
This is so good.
But see, at this point, with this particular caption, I feel like now it's getting a little more staged.
I think it's because they're getting a little more drunk.
But I think the way the liner notes are spread out, I think it's getting a little bit more staged with the pictures and the actual writings.
Because the next one says, when my dad told him to act like a professional, he said, "I don't come to your job and tell you how to shine shoes, do I?" And walked off. The singer brought a can of whipped cream back from the ice cream bar and sucked on the can until it was empty, and then he kept sucking on it until the bass player pulled it out of his mouth. From that point on, he seemed much more enthusiastic. So funny, but it does
clearly
it does sound a little staged, but still funny.
It is, yeah. It's still very funny, yeah. Like I think you have to go into the whole liner notes as like a one giant joke, especially with that part you just said too, with them huffing or not huffing, but
huffing fucking whipped cream.
Essentially
game.
huffing, yeah.
But then looking at some of these pictures though, like how awkward these people look around these band members, it's just so bizarre. It's so weird. It's so awkward.
Because most of these people probably they don't know anything about this scene. Or like having fun. They probably don't know nothing about having fun. That's what it is. Should we play a little bit of this song?
Auld Lang Syne? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. If it's not a 5B for any of us, then we should be playing it.
Okay, so let's move on to The Longest Time. This is a Billy Joel cover, and to me, this is my 12B. It's pretty run of the mill. What do you think of this one?
It's my 6B. I like this song.
Okay.
I like a good Billy Joel. Billy Joel makes some pretty goddamn good songs. And he does. He makes some really catchy songs. Don't Be Cool Guy. They are really good. And there's solid stuff in here. I like the drum roll in. And this one sounds like they just practice it once, but luckily they all knew the changes. And so it worked out because it sounds like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is not good, and you can tell. I think Joey or Chris, whichever one's the lead guitarist, you can hear him start to do a certain riff, but then he immediately realizes that no one else is going into that part he thought they were going to, and then stops it after like 2 notes. And there's a lot of that on this album, but this song in particular literally sounds like they practiced it once, but because they all knew the song very well, they could get through it.
That makes sense, knowing that they only supposedly played this set list 4 times, or this, they rehearsed. I don't even want to say played through the set list. They rehearsed 4 times because they did play 2 sets on this night.
Yeah.
So there's that. Should we play a little bit of The Longest Time?
It's my 6B, so it's not my 5B. I don't really care.
So okay. Well, it's up to you.
There's for sure 2 more songs that I want to play.
Okay, and I do want to mention after the song is finished, Spike does remind everybody that there are hundreds of thousands of people around the world.
Yeah, he said, let's not forget, everybody, that he says right now, currently, there are hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. And then there's a super awkward pause. And then it's just crickets. Mm-hmm. And the first time I heard
falls on deaf ears.
The first time I heard it, though, I was like, okay, 100,000 people what? And they never said anything. It's like, oh, then I get it. Okay, that's funny. Yeah. And now subsequent listens, I think it's hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny. These people have 0 personality. It seems like these people in the audience. It makes it that much better.
Yeah.
And not much more awkward. Oh, man. What a performance. All right, so let's move on to the next song, On My Mind. What do you got on this one?
I like this one. This is my 11B. But
this is my 8B.
I like this because they show some nuance here. There's a couple of cool things with like the pacing. There's a couple of little pauses in their playing, which I think is kind of cool. But this is one that I don't care about the song. And this is a Willie Nelson song, and I just don't care about it.
Yeah, Willie Nelson did it, but I mean, it's been done by a bunch of different people. It wasn't just Willie Nelson.
Yeah,
I think Elvis did a version of it, and
definitely don't care about
for
it.
what that's worth. Yeah, for what that's worth. But yeah, this is. I feel like there's like 3 songs that are just like they're all kind of the same for me. They don't really go anywhere. They're just, I don't want to say filler because they're not filler at all. They're all good, but in comparison, they're whatever songs.
On My Mind seems like the biggest filler. Strawberry Fields Forever seems like they tried to take a deeper cut Beatles song and just kind of missed. But On My Mind definitely feels like a filler song.
Okay, all right.
Because Billy Joel is really,
fair.
really popular.
Well, so was the Beatles, but
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
You forgot about that.
No, I said they thought they took a deep cut Beatles song, but then missed at it. But On My Mind is not like a popular song, not like a Billy Joel. You kidding? Billy Joel's crazy popular.
I think On My Mind is a bigger song than The Longest Time.
No, Billy Joel is insanely popular. I don't think you realize how popular Billy Joel is.
I do understand
It's
how
crazy
popular he
talk.
is, but I think when we're comparing these 2 songs, I think On My Mind is a bigger song, is a more popular song.
No, that is wrong. That's
Well,
factually incorrect.
It's factually incorrect.
I'm
Okay.
snoping it right now.
Okay, that's fun. That's fun. All right, so let's move on to the next song. Take It on the Run.
Take It on the Run, baby.
What do you got on this one?
It's my 7B, but I love this song. Pat and I used to bump this song, this version, a lot back in like high school and right out of high school because REO Speedwagon was the shit. Like this album was crazy good by REO Speedwagon, and I loved it. And it's a hard song to sing because of just the way like the vocal deliveries is very difficult to sing. And he does it well because he just goofs it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because like taking the run band and that's the whole like that stuff that they do in the song it's hard to sing. It's not an easy song.
So Take It on the Run. I don't know. This one it just doesn't do it for me, man. It's a 9B. It's my 9B.
That's fine.
That's
I mean,
fine.
it's not a high. It's a 7B. I just like this because there's a lot of nostalgia with me and Pat, and we used to listen to REO a lot, and we like this song. It's a good song.
It's still such a weird band for you both to connect with. I don't know.
Pat
I think we've all had an unusual friendship with Pat over the years.
Yeah, Pat was a very diverse dude.
He was
A lot more diverse
He is.
than
It's not
he
like
would
he's
he would
dead.
lead. He would let you believe. Yeah, but this is one that Spike kind of forgets the lyrics too, because you hear him fumble over the lyrics in like the second or third verse.
It's so fucking good. All right, so the next one is Superstar. This one, this is my 9. No, yeah, my 9B. This is my 9B.
This is my 8B.
No, I'm sorry, my 7B. This is my 7B. Sorry, I apologize.
This is my 8B. I don't really care about it that much, other than the fact that there's 2 iconic parts. One is when he's singing the baby part, and he's like the baby. That part I think is super funny because he's overdoing the B thing. And the other thing is in the very beginning when he says, "I like to thank Ronnie's parents," and then somebody in the background, Fat Mike or somebody is like, "It's Johnny," and he doesn't even say like, "Oh, sorry," he just keeps going. I like to thank Ronnie's parents. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
But I wonder if it was intentional. That's the thing. It could have been intentional.
Dick.
This band and this record is beyond good. And I did find something on YouTube. I didn't listen to it because the audio was pretty fucked up, but I feel like the video on YouTube had both performances, this one and then the latter after they came back. But like I said, the audio was like really weird and fucked up, so I didn't listen to it. But do we know if they played a different my voice cracked, a different set the second time around?
No, I don't think so. I think it's
Okay.
exactly the same thing.
Okay.
And I think
Which
both
is
sets
even
were
weirder.
drawn out over like an hour and a half. I think they took a lot of breaks. I think they did.
Oh my god. it's
a
so
disaster.
weird.
It's a fucking disaster.
It's a shit show, a huge fucking shit show. So do we want to talk about Superstar at all anymore?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so let's move on to Hava Nagila, the traditional Jewish song, and this is really, I mean, they play like the traditional melody and everything, but then they kind of throw in the Offsprings come out and play on there as well, which is just, and then they just jump in the dun 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 dun. It's so, and polka-ish. They're all over the place. And then you get to the second part of it, and they say that they rewrote this, or they came up with a better version of the song, and it's way better. But it's just the melody to Feliz Navidad, but with different lyrics, and it makes me laugh so fucking hard every time. This is my 5B. Altogether, this is my 5B.
Ooh, this is my 3B. This is my 3B. And then don't forget, before this, either this one or Superstar, they talk about, they say Joey Cape on guitar, and they say, hey, he's our second guitar player. And they say, by second, I mean fifth. And then Spike says, by fifth, I mean 750 milliliters, if you know what I mean.
Once again,
bar mitzvah. It's just so, like, time and place, dude. It's time and place. It's so awful.
And then they kept piling on the joke. Like, normally you would just throw one thing out there, but it was like 3 or 4. They just kept going and going. And it makes it that much worse. It makes the joke that much worse.
It's like it's like truly cringeworthy because of just nobody has laughed the entirety of the show, but they don't stop. They don't They don't get the hint. They just keep going and going and going and pushing in time.
Oh, that's a deep cut too.
But Hava Nagila. No, it's a good song. You know this song like the minute they start to like waltz around and polka it up. And that little Offspring riff is so perfectly placed. It's just, it's stupid how well it fits there. And the video, if you watch like the YouTube thing, the way Fat Mike stares at Spike struggling to say these words is so funny. Because Fat Mike knows this song. He's heard it dozens and dozens of times.
He's Jewish, and
so he knows him. He knows how to say it properly, and Spike is fucking it up as usual. And the way Fat Mike looks at him, just like smirking, is so fucking funny.
It's great. And then they got Johnny up on a chair, and they're like lifting him up in the air. It's so much fun. It is so much fun.
And that's more liner notes. He says finally the band played Hava Nagila and everyone cheered and danced. They played it pretty good, but I like Mudvayne's version better. And then I thought, what would a Mudvayne version of Hava Nagila sound like? It would probably sound like shit. It would probably sound terrible.
But see, that's another thing that makes me think that the whole story is fake. I don't know. I still love it though. I love the whole story that's been played out on this. It's really great. But when this song, the first part of it, when they get into like the punk part of it, in my mind I could just see people like in a circle pit, just moshing, and it's so fucking funny to me. Such a traditional song, but punked up so well that it's so energetic. I love it so much. I really do. So should we play? I really want to play what they call the Christmas arrangement of it. I think it's so funny, but it's so perfect.
This is when Fat Mike gets mad at Spike for not letting him talk. I think it's Fat Mike getting mad at Spike for not letting him talk.
What does he say? I don't remember.
He's let me talk.
Does he actually say that?
Yeah, because he's trying to like say something, and Spike keeps talking over him. He said, "Let me talk." And Spike's okay, go ahead.
Oh, this band, they were just so good, so good. So what part should we play? Should we play the more traditional one or the Christmas?
Play the Christmas.
Okay, so here's the their version, or their better version of Hava. What, am I saying it wrong? Hava Nagila.
Yeah, it's fine. Hava Nagila.
From Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Hava Nagila, Benespecha, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Beres Mecha, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Beres Mecha, Hava Nagila. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah from the bottom of my heart.
There we go. Some Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. And their Christmas arrangement of Hava Nagila. I feel like I say it so wrong every time.
Hava Nagila? Hava Nagila.
I just feel like I fuck it up every time.
That's possible.
But whatever. And what I love is I want to wish you a Rosh Hashanah. It's so perfect. It is so perfect. And it's so cheeky, as some might say.
And
It's
it's so rushed.
The humor. Yeah, the humor on this whole song is so good.
The way he says the Hava Nagila part is so rushed that it doesn't even like fit, but they're trying so desperately to make it fit that they'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's a great way to end the record. It really is absolutely amazing. And we haven't touched upon really the two secret songs.
Secret tracks.
Out of the main record, it's a great way to end it, and it's perfect with this time of year, like on our podcast, where Christmas is only a few days away, and we just happen to choose this particular record. It's kind of a weird coincidence.
Yeah, usually we do some type of Christmassy record.
Yeah, but we didn't even talk about that, which
Yeah.
is weird in itself.
Yeah,
But then we chose this subconsciously. We chose this record to do. I don't know. I thought that was interesting, but yeah, so should we move on to the Sloop John B and
Seasons in the Sun.
I was thinking Seasons in the Abyss, but we're not doing Slayer.
We're not doing Slayer.
So let's get into that real quick. Seasons in the Abyss, or dude, what is the
Seasons in the Sun and Sloop John
Seasons
B?
in the
They are
Sun.
both.
Yes.
They are both bad. They are both amazing in their own way.
Yeah.
And to say one I like more than the others is hard because they're both bad in like their own way. Like Season in the Sun, you have Uncle Roger, who's from Paris, is singing the song, and he's like Snoop Dogg. He's just doing his thing. Like doesn't even give a fuck about rhymes or rhythm or beats or whatever. And the band's desperately trying to keep up, and he doesn't give a shit. And then Sloop John B, you have Johnny, who's playing drums. And it's not great, but it's really pretty fucking good for like a little, how many people in bar mitzvah, like 13? Yeah,
he's 13. Yeah.
It's pretty goddamn good. So both of these songs are very impressive in their own little way.
Agreed. And I think Uncle Roger, I think he was just so happy that he can come up on stage and do something. And I love the innocence of that. And the band were trying so hard to keep up with him. And it was just so much fun. And it was such a shit show. I love it. And I didn't know that the Kingston Trio did this song originally. I don't think they wrote it. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what it says. It says Kingston Trio did this song originally. But I don't think they wrote it. They just performed it.
Probably not. They're just a folk group that performed everybody else's songs constantly.
Yeah. But it says that's who... that was the original performer. That's what it says. But I think it's so much fun, and he just sounds so happy and just so stoked. But it's
he's
great.
Wearing in like little pictures on the sheet. He's wearing like jeans and like a long sleeve white dress shirt, but it's tucked into his jeans.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit baggy. And the pictures that I have, like he's so into it. He's got his arms out to his like extended out to his the sides, like he's Jesus, and like the T pose, and he's just having like a blast. It looks so funny. It looks like he's having so much fun.
I love that. I think it's so cool. That is so cool.
And the last like little excerpt here, it says. And it shows everybody kind of like packing up and leaving. And it says, my mom said it was time to effing go home. So we left after Johnny finished his drum solo. Who knows? Maybe my dad can get stained to play my bar mitzvah next year.
I love it.
So all in all, it's probably not real. It's probably fake. More
probably
likely
fake.
than not, it's fake. But God,
But it's
damn,
still a good story.
so
Still a
funny.
story.
But like real pictures just set to fake captions.
Yes, exactly. It just shows their kind of genius. Really, that's what it is. They're just really funny guys that don't take them seriously. Don't take themselves seriously at all. I love it.
And I wonder like how they got their hands on these pictures. I wonder if they asked like Johnny's parents to send them pictures and then wrote a story about the pictures based off of like being there, or if Johnny's parents for some reason just sent them the pictures.
Nah, they probably asked for it. Because they went into this knowing that they were going to make an album. That this was going to be an actual album. So I think this was all pre-planned, and I don't know. That's how I feel about it, at least.
Okay.
But yeah, Sloop John B, Johnny plays the drums on it, and it's not, I mean, there are obviously parts where he kind of messes up, but what do you fucking expect? He's fucking 13, and he's playing with a band that he's probably never played in a band before.
Yeah, he's hyper excited from this entire party. But they help him. They push him through really, really well. Like they do. You know, they're not like virtuosos like we said, but they're all in bands that have played dozens of shows, so they know how to keep up with each other. They know how to pick somebody up that is falling behind.
Yeah, and they know how. I mean, they've all played in punk bands, so they all have worked with
shitty
or
musicians.
played with bad musicians. Yeah, and then they even make fun of his age. They're like, "Yeah, he's 13, but he plays like a 14-year-old."
I forgot he said that.
It's so good. It is so. Oh man, dude, they're so dry. I love it. And then Sloop John B, their version of it, of course, you know, they had to throw in like another song from another band, and they threw in Teenage Lobotomy from the Ramones, and you know, it's funny. They just do that so well. They always throw in like other songs to go in with their covers. Interpolation, is that what it's called?
Yeah, interpolations.
Interpolation, yeah.
Because they never
interpolations.
As soon as you realize what's happening, it's already done. They're already gone. They're already going somewhere else, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah. It's really good. Very funny.
No lingering.
All right. So we've gone through all 16 songs.
Yeah, we did it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We've done it. We've actually done it. So let's wrap it up, and let's give our final thoughts and our rating. So we have our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album. You're going to continue to listen to it. 1 is a bad album, but you should give it a shot, and 0 is a trash fire. So what would you give Ruin Johnny's Bar Mitzvah from Me First and the Gimme Gimmes? Go.
There's really no other band that are quite like Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. I honestly can't even think of any band that is like this band. And that's not just because they're a cover band, because you can go to any shitty dive bar in all of America and watch a shitty cover band play. But these guys know they're a shitty cover band and really enjoy it. But they take time to, like I said, to nuance their songs, the songs they're playing. They add a little bit to each one to make it unique. And I think that's what sets them apart from like Led Zeppelin from the House of Blues era in Anaheim, if that was the name of the band.
Forgot about that band. No, that was the name of the band, yeah.
Dumb. But it's just really fun. This is just fun music, and you shouldn't take it as any more than just fun music, because they don't take it as anything more than just fun music. And this is arguably one of the most fun live records I've ever heard. And it really is. I laugh. Like, who fucking laughs listening to a live record? You don't have a good time. That's not necessarily what live records are about, is to laugh and have a great time. You know, you want to put yourself there, and I'm there during this. All the jokes that they do, all the little jabs that they do at everybody that's there, I feel like I'm there. So as a live record, this does its job. As a cover band, they do their job. And as a punk band, they do their job. I think this is damn good. This is a perfect record. Every song on this is absolutely perfect. This is perfect through and through. This does its job. This sets realistic goals and achieves those goals and more. And that's why it's perfect.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you gave it a perfect 3. You're
Fact.
crazy.
Fact.
You're fucking crazy. All right, so you surprisingly gave this record a perfect 3 out of 3.
What is surprising about
I
that? I feel like
can't believe it.
You've over the course of like the past like several months, you've been surprised by a lot of things. Like I've noticed your surprise texts and things have gone through the roof. Like things are surprising you more often than not. It's about life in general, everything.
Because your rhyme or reason for anything just doesn't make any sense. That's
I'm an
why
enigma,
I'm so
baby.
shocked.
I'm not a one lane person. I change. I swerve. I don't signal sometimes. I'm human. That's what I do.
Okay, all right. With that being said, my final thoughts. I think this record is the perfect amount of sarcasm, the perfect amount of sloppiness, of covers, choice of cover songs, and everything about this is just so well placed and falls in line with one another so well. It should not work, but for whatever reason it does. I love it so much. I think this is. We've already talked about everything I could try to recap on. So with that, I'm going to have to give this a perfect score as record. A perfect 3 out of 3.
Just give it a perfect 3. It's a fucking perfect record.
That's what I just said. It's a perfect 3 out of 3.
But you're dancing around like you didn't want to do it or you wanted to build tension. Just give it a perfect 3. Come on.
It is a perfect 3 out of 3.
I know it is. That's why I give it a perfect 3.
And I don't give out the perfect 3s a lot. I mean, that's
literally
not something
all you
I
do is give out perfect. You give perfect 3 to fucking oops, I did it again. That's all you do is give out perfect 3s.
Okay. Now I know you're fucking lying. So, we both give this a perfect 3 out of 3. I know we've done this on the podcast prior, but we never took this deep of a dive into it like we did. That was like the very old format. This is probably 3 or 4 years ago that we did this record. So I'm glad we came back around and did this and listened to all their stuff, ranked them all. That was a good time. With that being said, I don't know. Do we have anything else to say about the record?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well, keep listening to Asinine Radio. Thank you all for listening. I don't know.
What do we do now?
I suck. This is the most difficult thing in the world, the intros and the outros, which I do every week. So keep on listening. Go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. Thank you all for listening. And that's it. That's all. Gimme Gimmes.
This is now when we're hearing Spike actually sing. When he's singing, when he says, I sing the body electric, there's a lot of fluctuation in his voice. And it's kind of just the bass part. And Spike finally.
I've got a 6-pack and nothing to do.
Stupid. Rollins. The way Rollins says it is so stupid. I love it. Nothing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4.